You sent out 500 applications last month. 500. And you tell yourself that's discipline. You tell yourself that's hustle. But let me ask you something uncomfortable. Did you actually read the job descriptions? Did you tailor a single cover letter? Or did you just keep clicking apply, apply, apply because the motion itself was the only thing keeping the panic quiet? Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I've been there. And here's what nobody in tech tells you. That frantic mass applying thing you're doing, it's not a job search strategy. It's a coping mechanism. You're not moving towards something. You're running from the feeling of sitting still with uncertainty. And those are very different things. The real problem isn't that you don't have a job or that the market is rough. The real problem is that you cannot tolerate the space between where you are and where you want to be. So you fill it with noise. You fill it with activity that feels productive but produces nothing. 500 applications, maybe 3 callbacks, 0 offers. And somehow you're more exhausted than when you were employed. Epictetus was a formerly enslaved man who became one of the most important Stoic philosophers in history. And he said something that should hit every developer right in the chest. He said that restless action driven by anxiety is just another form of bondage. You think you're being free by taking massive action. But if that action is compulsive, if it's driven by fear, you're not free at all. You're a slave to the discomfort you refuse to sit with. The truly free person, Epictetus taught, is the one who can sit in uncertainty, feel the full weight of not knowing what comes next, and still choose deliberately. Not react. Choose. There's a massive difference between a developer who sends 10 highly targeted applications after deep reflection and a developer who sprays 500, resumes into the void while doom scrolling LinkedIn at 2 in the morning. The first one is strategizing. The second one is self-medicating. So here are 3 moves to break this cycle. First, practice the pause before the action. Before you click apply on anything, stop. Close your eyes for 30 seconds. Ask yourself one question. Am I applying to this because it genuinely aligns with where I want to go? Or am I applying because doing nothing feels unbearable right now? If the answer is the second one, close the tab. The ability to not act when action isn't warranted is one of the most powerful skills you will ever develop. Epictetus would call this the proper use of impressions. An impulse hits you and instead of obeying it, you examine it. Second, define your minimum viable search. Set a hard cap. 5 intentional applications per week maximum. That's it. But each one gets real effort. You research the company. You read the job description word by word. You customize your resume. You write a cover letter that actually says something. 5 targeted shots will outperform 500 random ones every single time. And more importantly, this constraint forces you to be strategic instead of reactive. It forces you to think about what you actually want, which is the question you've been avoiding this entire time. Third, schedule your discomfort. Block 15 minutes every single day where you do nothing related to the job search. You sit with the uncertainty. You feel the anxiety. You don't open LinkedIn. You don't check your email. You don't browse job boards. You just exist in the not knowing. This sounds simple, and it will be one of the hardest things you do. Because your brain will scream at you that you're wasting time. That someone else is getting your job while you sit here. Let it scream. That scream is the exact thing that's been driving your compulsive behavior. And the only way past it is through it. Every time you survive 15 minutes of sitting with uncertainty, you prove to yourself that the feeling won't kill you. And that proof is what sets you free. The Stoics understood that external outcomes are not in your control. You cannot control who hires you. You cannot control the market. You cannot control whether AI restructures your entire industry next quarter. But you can control whether you move through this season as a deliberate human being or as a panicked animal just clicking buttons. 500 applications isn't a strategy. It's a symptom. Treat the root cause. Learn to be still. Learn to choose. If this helped, subscribe. New videos every week. Learn tools that actually work in 5 minutes or less.